Good morning, everybody. Monday, May 11th. I really like this kind of a workout. Let's get outside today and let's go for a walk or a run for 20 to 30 minutes. Now, I call this a renegade run. What we want to do is go for a good paced walk or run. It really should be a light run minimum. And periodically, whenever you want to, you're going to stop and do one, two, or all three of the exercises on this board. So for example, you might run around a block. You may have a destination in mind. When I get to that house, when I get to that corner, I'm going to stop. Or I'm just going to run and stop when I want to, periodically with randomness in the selections of when I'm going to stop. When you stop, upper body push-ups, lower body various squats and options, and we'll go over these things, core bikes and V-ups. So, for example, you run for a minute or to a destination, and you stop and you do some push-ups. Then you get up and you run again. You stop the second time, you do exercise 2, squats. You run again, you stop, you do core. Some people will do all three. You will create how you want to do this, but think of this as one of those like mud runs or obstacle runs that are very popular now in society, where there's obstacle courses set up and you get to them and you've got to climb and do things, but in between them there's a lot of running. So run a little, stop, do some work. Run a little, stop, do some work. Let's go over these options now and kind of give you suggestions on how to implement them in this 20 to 30 minute segment Renegade Run. Okay. So we begin this Renegade Run. Maybe we have a stopwatch with us. Maybe we just run a clock. When you choose to stop your run, you can do one of or all three of the stations that we have. For upper body, we have push-ups. We have squats for lower body. And we have for core, bikes and V-ups. You can add to these things if you want, but I think this is all you need. Now, when you do your push-ups, those of you who've been following videos, you don't need this tutorial on push-ups, but if you're looking at me from an underneath view and I'm doing push-ups, just make sure you understand. We never want our elbows all the way out making a 90-degree angle. It puts a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and there's a real impingement there that can create injuries, and they're very common, so don't do it. Your options for the width here of your wings is kind of in the middle, 45-degree angle, or all the way in, which would put a lot of focus on the triceps. So if you want to involve the back of your arm, get your elbows all the way in. Now, you can have a regular spacing in your hands. You can have a very close spacing and make like a diamond with your fingers, keep it right under your heart. Or you can go wide. You can also do staggered, one hand forward, one hand back a little. You can also put your feet up onto a curb. You can put your hands up onto a curb or some kind of a bench, okay? Don't get hit by a car, be careful if you're in the street. Okay, but various push-ups, and you can just simply rest as much as you want in between sets, and then push out as many as you can in different ways. Close, wide, staggered, one hand up and back, staggered, one hand up and back. You can vary all of these push-ups. If you can get your feet up, don't forget, when your feet are up in the air, it's going to affect the top of your chest. So think about the upper chest. If your hands are up, it's going to be lower chest. If your hands are elevated, it's going to be the bottom of your chest. So think about that area. One of the big parts of fitness is thinking about the muscle that you're affecting. If you don't think about the muscle that you're training, a lot of secondary and tertiary muscles get involved too much because you're taking focus off that area. When you stop, you could also do squats. Now there's pretty much 2 or 3 things you can focus on. Feet, athletically wide, toes forward. Feet, athletically wide, toes open. More of a sumo type position where you'll get more inner thigh involved. And any kind of lunge you want. Backwards, sideways, which we don't do a lot, but we can, right? sideways, sink and push back to center like a triangle, sink and push back. And of course, in addition to back lunge and this side lunge, forward lunge, get forward, press and return, get forward, press and return. Because you're outside, you could also just do a walking lunge. You can say to yourself, I'm going to do lunges till I get to that space there, across one property, 20, 30 feet. And then we have core. Now you'll get good core out of push-ups, but that's going to be more of an isometric squeeze, tight, hold core. What I like with core, if it's going to be body weight, is a lot of bicycles, which will affect all of your core. Bicycle crunches are going to get lower core, upper core, and outer core, those external obliques at the same time. So get all of that tired with a lot of bikes, and then do V-ups, which are tough and heavy. V-ups will have more of an upper-lower core only effect, okay? A lot of that lateral core, okay? So, a lot of bikes to get tired, squeeze and twist. You're going to involve all those muscles, then lots of V-ups. Try to keep everything off the ground throughout sets of V-ups. When you're finished with V-ups, you can get right back up and get into your renegade run. So let's just review it at the board for less than a minute, make sure we're on the same page. There is no pattern here. There are no set repetitions here, excuse me. That's a good thing in fitness. Not everything can be regimented into this many sets, this much time, these many reps. You have to feel what works for you. So a little run, maybe you do some push-ups. A little run, maybe you do some squats. A little run, maybe you do some core, bikes and V-ups. Then maybe a little run and you do all three. A little run, you do all three. Mix and match, make it different. Okay, so we want to put it together in that format. Have a good week. Reach out to me with any ideas about supporting local business. Send pictures and videos, and we'll be back tomorrow morning.